Alright, today we're going to make a body balm, which is going to have beeswax, avocado oil, vitamin E, coconut, honey, raw honey, and organic shea butter. We're also going to use some aloe, which I just cut from an aloe plant, or you can probably obtain aloe from any kind of store that sells these type of items, which you can also buy online. This is kind of hard to find on stores. A lot of it I have to find online, except for maybe obviously like these items, but the beeswax, the shea butter, aloe, most likely you'll find online. Alright, so you're going to need a bowl. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, put some water in it, then we're going to take the bowl in here once you heated it up, and that's how we're going to melt our beeswax and our shea butter. Sometimes you need to do the coconut oil, but because of the weather, the coconut oil is already pretty much oily instead of hard. So then we're going to put some beeswax in. So you can do this, I did it by ounces. I have a little scale that, so let's turn that on. Okay, so we'll get the move to ounces. I'm just going to use this to see how much we need. So now for this, we're going to do the beeswax is going to be 1¼ ounces. So now, see, this is already weighing about a quarter, a little over a quarter, so we need to compensate. So we almost got one, which will actually only be 3/4. Okay, so here's one. So it's actually 3/4. Okay, so we got our beeswax. Now I use the pellets. Sometimes you can use just the stick. The only problem with the stick is it takes a little longer for it to melt, and it's a lot harder. You have to like chop it up. Okay, so now beeswax, or I'm sorry, shea butter. And we need 1½ ounces. Again, we're gonna have to weigh it. Now, as you can see, the shea butter is going to look like this. Has maybe like an off-white look. Smells kind of nutty. It's not so bad. Okay, let me take a piece off here. We're just going to slice them off. See what it comes out to be. So now I said I need 1½ I just used a knife. I mean, it's not going to harm it if you're going to use your utensils. Should clean off. Leave a little residue. Okay, so we're a little over, but that shouldn't be bad. Okay, so we're going to put that in there. Now, our next step. I'm going to now try not to put too much water in. Enough to put it. Be able to put the pot on there without it boiling over. Okay. Probably should have boiled that in the beginning. So what we'll do is we don't necessarily have to, because like I said again, the oil is actually now oil. A lot of times, let me see, sometimes I have, no, that's oil too. Because it's summer, this will melt it. Normally in the winter time it'll be in more of a hardened state, but as you can see it's not, but that's fine. So we need 1/4 of this, 1/4 cup, put this in here just like that, and then use it all up. Perfect. That doesn't always happen, huh? Okay, so we can put that in there. Shouldn't take long for the water to boil, it's not a lot. But it's easy if you have all your utensils out. It helps. This way you can be prepared once everything is ready. It should be a lot easier when you have the other utensils, because what's going to happen is once we start boiling it, we're going to melt this down. And then we're going to put in our other ingredients. Okay. So it's not quite boiling, but it will. So we just put that in there like that. So it's going to be like a double boiler. I'm just going to use a knife to kind of mix it around. Again, it wasn't completely boiling yet, but it shouldn't take long. See, as you see, there's the little pellets. Now, any lotion that you make or balm, you want to make sure that you're not allergic to any of the contents, especially when you're dealing with honey and beeswax. You might want to test them beforehand. Make sure that you're not allergic to them. Some people don't necessarily like coconut oil. You can always eliminate that. Shea butter is usually pretty good. Most people aren't allergic to shea butter. But again, you want to test all this beforehand to make sure that you're not going to break out. Okay, so let's start on here. Just going to mix it around. Well, once it starts boiling, it shouldn't take long, like I said, because we're using the pellets. Now, I have used the stick of beeswax, and it will take a lot longer for it to melt down. And it's also a lot harder to cut up. But, I mean, a lot of times if you can get local beeswax, that's great. Especially if you're somebody who might have allergies. They say if you use local beeswax, it can actually help eliminate some of those allergies. But again, you know, these aren't proven. They're just tested, and see, some people don't have allergies, but they say that every 7 years your body changes, so it could be that too. Alright, so now we got a boil going. I like the beeswax because I have very dry skin. So the beeswax is really great, especially in the winter time. Okay, so it might boil over just a bit because I might have put a little bit too much hot water. But as you can see, it's starting to melt. Try and make sure it's all melted, because what happens anyways with the beeswax is once it solidifies and you start using the lotion, you'll see that the beeswax will start to harden again, so you'll get these little tiny pieces of beeswax on you, and that's fine. A lot of times what I do is I try to squish them down until you can, you know, till they smooth out into oil. So here's the beeswax. As you can see, it's completely the beeswax, the shea butter, and the coconut oil. All right. So we'll take that off. And then we can add our other ingredients. Okay, so now what we're going to do, okay, so now we need the honey. So we need ½ tablespoon of honey. Now, when you use the honey, it will feel sticky. So because I don't add water to any of my lotions, a lot of times the water can create bacteria. So I don't like to add water, but when you're using the honey, it may feel sticky. It's the best time to use it is after you shower, you're still a little damp and you want to put the lotion on, and this way you don't really feel the stickiness. But throughout the day, I mean, I really only have to use the lotion maybe 3 times a day at the most, body-wise anyways. When you use it like on your face, just like wet your hands a little bit, and then you can put the lotion on, and then you don't feel it. The stickiness seems to go away. So Okay, so we're going to do just a half a tablespoon of that. Get it all in there. Yummy, yummy. And honey is also good for people who have acne. It does help with acne, and I get like the whiteheads